Hi, this is Angel Ribo with Mindalia TV, and we are super excited today to have with us Judy Hoberman. How are you, Judy?
I am great. Excited to be here, Angel.
Awesome, thank you. So, for those that you still don't know who Judy is, she's an author, she's a speaker, she's a trainer, she's the president of Selling with a Skirt, and she's also the founder of Walking on the Glass Floor. Would you do that, Judy? Would you walk on a glass floor?
I would on this glass floor, because this glass floor is the flip side of the glass ceiling. So we have landed, and now we're going to do great things in leadership together.
Excellent. Could you elaborate a little bit more what those floors and those ceilings mean, so our audience in Mindalia TV is able to know exactly how you can help us, help them?
Absolutely. You know, it's very interesting because a lot of people think that you have to be this amazing leader, you have to grow into this leadership, and really that's not what it is. What we do is we actually help you through your leadership qualities. We bring out the things that you have already inside you that you don't even know are leadership qualities, like generosity and courage and communications. So we help you get on this glass floor, so to speak, and keep you there. Because the hardest thing is becoming a leader and then leaving. So retention is really hard, and we help you stay in the positions that you're trying so desperately to get into and deserve to be into.
Do you help the same way men and women?
The skills that we do are good for both men and women. However, we work mostly with women, and then we bring the men that champion them to help us, because a lot of the companies are male. And they're looking to bring more women in. So why not have them help us and help them bring in more leaders?
Let's go down into a little bit more of detail about how we can help those women leaders in their positions today. How do you do it exactly?
Well, a lot of the ways we do it is we do a lot of coaching, a lot of mentoring. We have training programs that actually help them get into the positions that they're looking for and that they're trying desperately to be promoted. So we come into the companies and we will either coach them or mentor them. We will do some training. We will give them sales training as well, because that's a big piece of it. If nothing else, you're selling yourself every single day. So we help you with confidence and motivation, and we really do things to make you more of an influencer, more of a leader.
All right. And what happens in a company when you go there and you start working consistently with women? What happens with the men around them?
Well, sometimes they think, oh my goodness, I didn't know this woman was so intelligent. All of a sudden their eyes open up, but they also see that they can be partners with somebody, that they can work together. Men and women are completely different in everything that we do. So why not take these differences and actually put them together? And you know, men make decisions faster, but women make different kinds of decisions. Men might be great networkers, but women network differently. So we put those together, and men now see the value that women bring to a company. You know, women bring empathy, women bring nurturing, women bring all these other qualities, different perspectives. And there's so many statistics out that when you bring women into leadership positions, the ROI is there, the bottom line increases, and so it's a win-win for everybody.
And when you bridge that gap between male and female executives, what's the experience of women?
Well, there's lots of experiences with women, but most of the time they're seeing that they really do bring value. Women want to bring value. That's it. Women want the same opportunities. My tagline is women want to be treated equally, not identically. So if you give us the same opportunity and let us go, we're going to do amazing things. So women are excited about the fact that they have the same opportunity, that they can work side by side with men. And do great things for companies. The companies actually will flourish. We change the culture of companies.
And how do you do it? Can you give me maybe some anecdotes or examples that you have already experienced throughout your years?
Yeah, so I'll use myself personally because this happened to me. I was hired because I was a female. That was the only reason. The only reason. So they got to check the box that said, here, we have a new female for you. I didn't get any training. I didn't get anything other than you're now here. And I had to come up with all of these different ways of learning how to work together to be successful. When I became the managing partner, I did things differently. And I started to train the men to speak to the women the right way. I trained the women to speak to the men the right way. And all of a sudden, you saw a big change. And we were in the insurance industry where it's a revolving door. They weren't leaving. They were staying, they were writing business, they were making money, and all of a sudden their lives changed. So when you just change the culture of a company and invite people in for the right reasons, not to give you that check mark, it's a whole different story.
And did you develop some tools to do that?
Well, personally, I had to develop my own tools. And then I
Okay.
started realizing that these tools are pretty good. And so I started going back to companies and offering, training programs and different ways to actually motivate women and men as well. But I have all kinds of training tools. I have ways to actually decide what you do for the day. What's your priorities? How are you going to juggle everything? And when you do them, people are saying, these are so easy. It doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. You don't need 2 different training programs. All you need is to listen and to learn and to accept things that we are different and to bring it in. And I'm telling you, a lot of the CEOs are saying to me, why didn't we do this sooner? That's the question. That's the $64,000 question.
When executive women come to you, what's the first thing that they ask you or they tell you or they share with you?
I'm not confident. I don't think I can go for that position because I don't have the right training. I don't think I can go for the position because I don't have enough tenure with the company. I don't think that I'm good enough. I don't think I'm this enough, whatever the enough is. And a lot of times all it is just talking it through and giving some coaching and some mentoring and then doing some training, step by step. Try this, go here, do this. And you start to see that their confidence builds up. People hire me to do sales training, and it really isn't about sales. It's about everything leading up to the sale. When you take care of confidence and motivation and all the other pieces that they struggle with, their sales are going to go up. And all of a sudden, you're the best sales trainer. And it's not always about the sale.
Sales. There's probably a lot of women in sales, right?
There are.
And I would say, from also probably like working with C-level executives, I would say women typically are very successful in sales.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, what do you think the number one thing that women are known for? Building relationships. What is sales? It's all about relationships. So if you can continue that relationship with somebody and you can keep building on it and nurturing it, your business is going to grow. Because it's no longer a sales conversation, it's more of a conversation. And that's all it is. Leadership is exactly the same way. You take the relationships that you have and you continue them. And you're building your teams, you're building your company, you're growing the bottom line. You're doing all the things because you're building these relationships. That's what it's about.
Outside the sales team, it's probably more difficult to find women at C-level executives as positions, as you said before. How could we, or how could you help? How could we share with our Mindalia TV audience? How could we approach those executives or those women at pre-executive positions that they are afraid to talk to their managers, supervisors, in order to bring this additional support that you offer them, you serve them with?
The conversation isn't as hard as people think, but it is a conversation that is a difficult conversation because nobody wants to admit that they don't hire women or they don't promote women. So when we start to bring in the fact that we can actually change the culture, we can actually give them opportunities, we can actually show them that just having a conversation and asking them, do you even want this promotion? Because nobody asks. They check it off. So if we start to talk about the responsibility that they're going to have by taking a promotion, if we talk about the fact that sometimes people need to have a mentor, it could be a male mentor, it doesn't have to be female, but women that are mentored, 65% of every woman, of the group of women that are mentored, become mentors themselves. It's a great cycle to continue, and that's part of the conversation. We bring trainers in, we help coaches come in.
And according to your experience, those women that are afraid maybe of asking their companies to go down your path, the path that you offer, what would be like that successful, argument or item that they could mention inside the company so they would become more sensitive to opening themselves to the services that you offer?
Do you want more women in leadership? That's it, plain and simple. That's what it is, because most of the companies don't have enough women. That's the problem. So if it were me asking the question, I would say, aren't we looking to bring more women in leadership in our company? This is how we do it. If I was, as the vendor coming in, if I said, you keep telling me that you want to have more women, now's the time. And this is the perfect time because there's so many things going on in the world about women. Why are we not doing something about it? It's as simple as just asking and delivering. And you just have to be the one that says, I want to be the one. And I want to be the one. I want to help women everywhere to get to that position that they want to be in.
What does the word service mean to you?
Service is everything. Service is everything. I give so much of my time back to young women that are trying to get into the business world because I truly believe that generosity and service and being a servant leader is all that there is. If you don't give of yourself, what are you doing? Okay, you know, I always ask people, if I gave you $86,400, what would you do with it? And they could spend it like that. But if I said, if I gave you 86,400 seconds, which is what you have in a day, what are you going to do with it? And that's the service that we give. You give your time, you never expect anything in return, but amazing things happen.
Are you married, Judy?
I am married.
You are?
I am married.
What's your husband's name?
My husband is retired Colonel Don Taylor.
Don, okay. What does the role that he plays in your life, Judy?
Oh, he's my biggest cheerleader. He is my pillar of strength. He's extremely important to everything that I do. I bounce everything off him, and even if I don't like what he says, I know that he's coming from a good place. He thinks that this is the best thing I could be doing, and he's doing everything he can to help me.
If we would like to, you know, if our audience would like to know more about you, where could we find you, or where could we find the book?
So you can go onto Amazon, and the book is called Walking on the Glass Floor, or you can actually go to walkingontheglassfloor.com. And this is a nonprofit. The book is going through the nonprofit, and we are giving back, and that's all part of service. We are giving back a portion of the proceeds to make sure that we can help people, companies, social causes, charities, scholarships, things that will help women in business, women in leadership.
Extraordinary. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you,
Thank
Judy.
you so much.
Really, it's been a pleasure. I'm sure that a very important part of our audience on Mindalia TV is women. I'm sure that your message has resonated with plenty of them. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
And to our audience, thank you very much for being with us today. It's always a pleasure. Angel Ribo for Mindalia TV.